Did you hear what Golden Tate said?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, man, you got to check it out on our podcast page. We had a chance to interview Showtime Tate, and I mentioned his Twitter handle because he heard a lot of flack after he signed the Detroit Lions, and felt like airing it out on the show of record, and boy, did he ever.
Yeah, he was very candid, as he's always been in his time here, and that's a lot of what I'll miss about him. But he came on and basically took the fans to task, the small minority of fans that have been very negative towards him on Twitter and social media, and we get it on the show and the text coming in on the show. Those that are, I get fans being disappointed with his departure. I'm disappointed. I'm a Seahawk fan, obviously, but it makes sense when you look at what he was, and he was very clear about what he was offered with Detroit not being in, or what he was offered from Seattle not even being in the same world.
Laughable.
What he seemed still at some level of disbelief being attached to it. Like, really?
Mm-hmm.
That's the offer from Seattle after all this? But I don't blame him for leaving, but there are fans that do blame him and are taking it very personally. It's like he broke up with them. It's like, being dumped by a girlfriend or boyfriend, and they let him hear it, and he took them to task, and I think he was completely in the right.
Well, it's the way it's always been. The only difference between now and then is that there's direct access to it now. If you were a player in the old days and you made a move like this, and the old days being 5 or 6 years ago, you don't have to go back forever, you'd find out when you came back to town. When you got booed when you come back to town. But now, if you choose to go the Twitter route and have the personal relationship, there is no filter on that. Mm-hmm. Anyone can get an account, anyone can talk to you. You will be exposed to the full lunacy of some fans out there, and not just Seattle fans. I'm talking about all kinds of fans, and the mistake that a lot of guys make, and I think Golden maybe to a degree made it too, is you tend to think of that as being representative in some way, shape, or form. I mean, think if you get 5,000 tweets, you're still not even 1/10 of the number of fans that go to a game. Mm-hmm. You got millions of fans out there. The percentages are so infinitesimal that you should really ignore it, but it's a lot tougher for young guys to do something like that. And he was surprised, and he spoke out on it, and I think it was speaking to a minority, not a majority, because I think most people appreciate the fact that he was a backbone piece of a team that won a Super Bowl, and he was there from the beginning. I think what this might do for some fans who are a little more reasonable is make you wonder what the Seahawks' approach was themselves. And again, we trust the moves they're making and the logic they're doing, but it sounds like they made an offer to him that they were pretty sure he wasn't going to even accept or even consider accepting.
Yeah, they made two offers. Their initial one he laughed at, and the second one that he said came before the Detroit offer was still way off anything he ever considered as a discount. He made very clear, to sort of clarify his comments about a hometown discount. He kept repeating it. Hey, I said I would take a discount. I didn't want to leave. I said it over and over. I'd take a discount. But then he said, but I wasn't talking about a 40% difference,
right.
Which when you're and I don't know how anybody could blame him. I think that was the problem, though. As soon as he said discount, in the minds of some of those that you talk about the lunacy, in their minds that meant whatever the Seahawks offer, you're taking.
Hey,
what do you mean you took another offer? You said you take a discount. Why didn't you take it?
You can go all the way back if you want to Alex Rodriguez, and who was castigated for not taking $90 million less. Now, forget about what you feel about him nowadays. Yeah. When he left here, he was ripped for not taking $90 million left because he said he liked it here. That's something that's always been going on, not just here, but everywhere.
$250 million he offered.
and in this case, it wasn't that much, but it was the same principle. So from Bob and Groz, anyway, good luck, Golden Tate.